Welcome to another edition of Seeking History. My name is Jacobian Jackson, and with me is Pastor Highball III. And today's question is, were are there dinosaurs in the Bible?
Thank you, Jacoby. Good to be with you again. Uh, Another good question from the minds of young people. Are there dinosaurs in the Bible? The short answer to the question is the Bible does not mention dinosaurs explicitly. There's no specific reference to it. Uh, but the term dinosaur really wasn't even mentioned until around 1842 by a fellow named Richard Owen. So uh, even though the Bible doesn't say anything in that regard, doesn't mean that that's not true. And people often ask those kind of questions because it seems like that's a mysterious question and answer to it, but not really, um, because the Bible does speak about dinosaur-like animals. Just because they don't call them dinosaurs doesn't mean that that's not it or that they are. For example, in the 40th chapter of the book of Job, it talks about a behemoth. And God describes that to Job as a grass-like ox, a big ox that has a tail that is made kind of like cedar. Uh, and it has a lot of, it's pretty strong. It's a very strong animal. So some would argue that that sounds like a dinosaur. Others would say it sounds like a hippo. You know what a hippopotamus is. All right. Or even possibly an elephant. Then, again, you have a reference in Job 41 to what's called Leviathan. Leviathan being a fearsome sea creature who is covered in scales and breathes fire and is impossible for human beings to tame. And people interpret that as maybe a crocodile or some semblance of that kind of creature, or sea dragon. Um, so there are some references that people believe similar to dinosaurs. For example, dragons in the Bible typically refers to serpents or large reptiles. You know, but it's also symbolic of evil forces, so it doesn't necessarily mean that it's an animal. It could be an evil force, and particularly in the book of Revelation, you'll find references to dragons, but they're not talking about dragons like we see them on TV. So are dinosaurs in the Bible? Well, three main perspectives might be. One, and in answering the question, it may be a literal perspective, which means that some human beings believe that dinosaurs coexisted before human beings inhabited the earth. That could be. I wouldn't argue that because we do have the reference to Behemoth and we do have the reference to Leviathan in that kind of language. Second one is poetic and possibly symbolic. That could be that. And you find a lot of this imagery in the book of Psalms. You find them in the poetic scriptures where you see the hippopotamus and the crocodile possibly that symbolize really the power of God over creation, not so much chaos, and not so much dinosaurs. And then there's another way to look at it, and that's to just be silent on the issue of whether or not dinosaurs exist, because the Bible doesn't specifically address it, but anything is theologically possible. We just don't have all of the information that we could possibly have because there was only a certain amount of room that we could put in there. So the Bible focuses on God, it focuses on humanity, it focuses on salvation, not prehistoric life. Prehistoric life, we'll find our truth or we'll find our wisdom in the sciences and things like that. So when we start talking about dinosaurs, it requires interpretation rather than real evidence. So that's my answer to your question. Are there dinosaurs in the Bible? Not in the world. They could have been in the world. I don't know. Science says possibly they have. The Bible just doesn't address it. And that's my offer to you, young man. Did I satisfy you? Did I answer your question? Are you sure? Or is it that cookie that you want to get back to? All right. So until next time, we will turn it back over to you.
Thank you for watching, and if you have any comments or questions, please feel free to leave them on our YouTube page at Leesburg CO capitalized C. Thank you.